we don't agree with you because you can't speak about baby. Please call it fetus because it's a fetus and it's not yet a baby. And we prove scientifically why it cannot be called a baby. So if you feel like calling it a baby, it's not the right term. Please, please don't call it a baby, and neither child as you did. Second, I want to answer you because you said that guys should take abortion in a safe. They have to care before having abortion of what they do. So official statistics show that only 8% of the women who has abortion didn't use any kind of birth control. 8%. Second of all, about your datas, I want to say that you can speak about thousands of persons who has problem having abortion, but you have to speak about percentage. Because I can say that 100 persons have trouble, but if 2 billion persons have abortion, it's not a good statistic. I can also say that the data show that women who has complications after abortion are 4 times less than women who has complications after a birth of a child. And I show you that a lot of women, almost the 6%, and it's quite a lot of a million of women, has abortion for medically problem. So we believe that in some cases it's better to have abortion. And one of those cases when the woman risks her life, I can say that the mother of my friend is there having him a birth, and he has always been like problem-free. So probably she was better for her having the chance to choose, having the chance, not be forced. And about this I can say that if in some place it's not allowed to have abortion, and you have also mentioned about religion issues, I can say that Amendment 1 says that anybody has the right to choose. It's not important their religion, so everybody, you don't have to mention the religion in this issue, because I may be of another religion, and almost the 70% of the women who has abortion trust in a religion. And I can also say that if abortion is legal, and you have talked about illegal abortion, or made like not in legal channel, it's safer, as everything. If it's done at the sunlight, it's safer for the mom. So it's not a good way to make the abortion illegal, because probably more persons will travel in Swiss or in other places where abortion is legal, and it's gonna be a practice just for rich. So probably who really needs to have an abortion because she can't afford it, or she has mental problems, she can go to Swiss and have the abortion. So the last thing, and I want to close our speech with this, is that I want to focus on this issue. A baby is not a fetus is not a person, and we have shown it. And you can imagine it like a part of the mom, and you can say that if a part is not working, maybe it's better save the whole thing. So if you have a problem with your hand, but you can save something more, something bigger, maybe it's better to save the bigger thing. I know that's a big moral issue, it's difficult to choose, but we want to leave it open for the choice. You are not forced to have an abortion. You have just a chance to do it. Thank you.
This is your. You didn't have to let him speak the whole time. You can interrupt.
Oh, really? Okay. We was very nice with you guys. First of
We
all,
will be nice with you too.
thank you. First of all, I think you didn't listen to what we said, because actually you mentioned about some point. I don't know from where you bring it. First of all, you said we mentioned about religious things. We didn't say one word about religious thing. of course, in fact, your partner mentioned about religious things. We didn't mention about that. Second of all, you mentioned about we didn't say some like we didn't mention about some statistics. My partner said some, I said some, and I don't know exactly what you want about statistics. Second, the third point, which was about you mentioned about names. Actually, here I mean we're not like in linguistics class about we should call it baby or fetus. It doesn't matter. We said it's a human. Like if it's baby or fetus, it's a human. It's a human by the law. It's a human by the medical things. Like we mentioned about the law in 27 states, they consider it as a human. And also we say we mentioned about the medical studies, which is the fetus starts receive food and oxygen since since the egg becomes fertilized. The third point, the fourth point, you guys are talking about something, I don't know, like you said the woman doesn't want the child. The woman has the right to have abortion. I mean, if the woman, if the woman doesn't want the child after the child like becomes 12 years old, can she kill him or kill her because she doesn't want her or him anymore? Yeah, and this is, I mean, this doesn't make any sense. Of course, she has the right to decide if she wants to have a baby or not before the egg becomes fertilized. After that, it's too late to decide if she wants that or not, because it's not her choice. This is what I have.
Yeah, and have you ever imagined how many women die every year? It's a huge number. It's 68,000 women die from abortion.
One more time.
Also,
One more time. Thanks for the big numbers, but I
Yeah.
want to know the percentage. It's not a statistic. It's just a number. 68% where? In the world?
yeah,
In this country? In the
No,
world?
in the world, yeah, in 68.
And you know how many person have abortion in the world?
Even though it's
Probably is less than 1%. I want to
Okay,
know
what
how many
about the
person.
medical
It's
serious
not a good
complication?
statistic.
What about the medical serious
Okay,
complication?
I can understand this. Okay, and I said that statistics says
Can you show the compare to what? Because there's a huge number. You cannot imagine how many women in the world.
What,
So-
you know,
Yeah, but
what?
that's
I mean,
statistics
Yeah.
in the world.
it's not a statistic.
I
It's a
mean,
number.
percentage.
I want to know
Does it
how
matter?
many person has abortion in the world. I can say that 20,000 person dies because there's no food. Where? When? Why?
Okay,
in
so do
which
you
part
think
of the world?
68,000
On how many
is,
person?
so do you think 68,000 it's not a huge number?
No, it's a huge number. Okay, but how many? And I can just answer you that it's 4 times more likely to die for a birth for a child that have a birth. 4 times it's 4 times more complicated to have a birth than to have an abortion. You can have it's 4 times more unsafe. Then I want to answer to you,
okay,
Nasser.
okay, wait.
Just this.
Let me clear
God
this up.
has the right to decide if you can live or not the mother. That's what you say. And God isn't a part of the religion?
I mean, God is not related to one religion. I mean, I didn't say Islam like doesn't allow women to have abortion.
Okay,
Or Christianity doesn't. That means I mean, God is not a
I
religion.
don't believe in God.
But the God is
Oh, okay.
And the First Amendment allows me to not believe in God.
No, I mean, I don't personally want to believe in God. I said God, that means it's not a religion. God is not a religion. If you believe in God as a religion, this is something. I mean,
why God have a right to decide the person, the human who died or not?
oh, okay. I mean, who gave you the life?
Can you
Who
show them?
gave me my life?
Yeah,
My
Yeah.
mother.
my mother. Okay, can your mother give you a life when you die?
Excuse me?
Can your mother give you a life when you die?
Can Jesus give you the sorry? Can your God give you the life when you die?
Of course,
Yeah,
if he
someone
wants that.
did.
If he wants
Excuse
that.
me? I want to correct the
question.
call my mother a mother because I was born now. I'm here.
No, this
But
is
the
not the answer.
fetus is not a human. He's an inborn. We can, maybe we cannot call it a cell, but it's the same structure.
Sorry to interrupt you, but this is not the
Yeah.
answer. I'm not
But-
talking about the fetus. You
Okay,
said
the fetus,
your
yeah,
mother
the
gave
fetus.
you life,
Yeah.
but can your mother like gives you life when you die?
What?
Since she
Imagine
has
if
the
you're-
ability
You're speaking
to,
about unnatural things. I'm sorry. We are here on a true
she
debate.
brought it up.
You mean before I was born, my mother have a right to decide whether to keep me alive or not.
No, this is
Of
not the
course.
question. This is not the
Please
question.
I cannot-
don't answer because it's not a good question. It's illogical. No, really, it's an illogical question. I can say about it, speaking about God,
9 minutes. You've 9 minutes left.
37% of the abortion in USA are held from Protestant girls, 31% from Jew, 1.3%, try to guess,
So what?
from your religion,
Okay.
and 33.7% are from no religion person. Oh, I forgot, and 18% from evangelical in USA.
Okay, we agree with that.
It's
So
I mean, what's wrong with
God
that?
doesn't matter in this issue. Every person from every religion can have an abortion, and if they need it, if they feel that they cannot afford a child, they can have an abortion. if they
I don't
want.
know why you keep like saying about
Either if-
religions.
either-
I
either
didn't
if they-
say. I didn't
God, you
say. I didn't
spoke
say
about
in
God.
Islam. In Islam, it's allowed. I mean, Islam allows the woman to have abortion in certain situations. I mean, we don't have problem with that. But in serious situation, it's not. When the woman doesn't like the child, okay, let's have abortion. This is-
excuse
I
me,
mean,
it's not
It's
allowed.
okay.
That's a game.
I agree with you that abortion is not a sport. Not anybody can have an abortion when they want.
yeah.
They have to prove that they
but,
really need.
But the reality is like that. If the
We
woman doesn't
don't.
like the child, she wants to have the abortion.
It's not that you can have an abortion because you wanted a blonde child and
I'm a
you
man,
have
I
a
can't
black
have
hair.
abortion.
Okay,
Excuse me.
I mean it's not the. This is not the issue.
Okay.
I want to say something. You mean abortion is a murder, as
Yeah.
you mentioned.
Yeah, I said that.
Oh, we are not talking about abortion. It's a kind of murder. Everyone can have abortion. We just talk about women have more rights than the fetus, and the women have a right to get the abortion. We are talking about abortion is a kind of service to help women, not a method to kill someone.
Okay, what do you mean by help
Yeah.
women?
Help women, which because women have a right to decide to keep or not give birth to unwelcomed.
Okay, who gives the woman this right to decide if she wants to like have the baby or not?
The Constitution actually.
Yeah, her condition, her health condition. I can prove this.
We agree if
Yeah, women have many reasons
Who
to do
gives
it,
the right to
have
have an
abortion.
abortion in Islam when just to know I don't want to argue about it. Who gives the right to have an abortion to a woman in Islam when she has serious problem?
yeah, the religion gives the woman in
Who
certain
gives the right?
situation.
Who
The
gives the
religion.
right to
The
the
religion.
religion to
We
decide?
believe this religion comes from God, and God gives the woman.
Okay, and if what about if I don't believe in God?
I mean,
Your structure is not
nobody
working, right?
nobody will force you to believe in Islam or in God.
So if I don't
We're
believe
not-
in Islam, I
here-
can have
here
an
we are-
abortion.
How
No,
about
I
this
mean,
when
how
they
about the
don't
law in
believe God?
27
They don't have a right to decide.
I don't know why you guys like keep talking about the religion. I said, yeah, really. I said here 27 states consider the fetus as a human. And you will bring it up again, like about religious. About the law in 27 states.
There is just one law that is the Constitution of the United States.
What do you mean?
That in the United States it's allowed to. The fetus is not considered a human being, actually, and so we don't care about those 27 states.
I didn't
5
get it.
minutes.
And I want to answer the.
I didn't
last
get it. Wait. You mean the law here in the United States
The law.
allows?
Yeah, the law in United States considers the fetus as a fetus, not as a
Where,
human being.
what's your like reference?
Sorry?
What's your reference for that?
The Constitution?
Yeah. Oh,
The
I can't,
Constitution of
I
the
can't say
United
also
States.
the Constitution doesn't allow. I mean, do you have like,
The article, you want the article?
yeah.
Actually, I don't have it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But I think that we have another font that's the writer of the article. Can you find it? Who brought that, the article, the medical article you found first?
Yeah.
Okay, just find it. Just one. And the last thing is that you mentioned that a fetus, well, that people as abortion like for stupid issues. I want to remind you that only the 8% of women didn't try to use a birth control. So the 92% of women didn't want the baby. 92% is not a small number, is the large majority, didn't want the baby, and that's why they are trying to have an abortion. It's not a sport. It's not something that they wanted before, so probably they didn't plan to have a child, and something is not work. And it may happen to anybody.
And another point you mentioned about women after women has suffered some kind of mental and physical disease after having abortion. I want to say something about this point. Some problems following abortion are uncommon. Most women report a sense of relief, although some may experience temporary depression. Serious psychological disturbance after abortion occurs less frequently than after birth, after childbirth, and abortion. Making abortion approximate, and in the U.S., the risk of abortion-related mortality from abortion is 0.567%, and 100,000 procedures making abortion approximately 14 times safer than childbirth. What do you think of that? So it compares to give a child a birth or abortion.
Before
Which one is?
before the ending of the debate and before letting you reply, I just want to add that an official research asked from the government of the USA and edited by BPFA, Planned Parenthood Federation of America Inc., is our font from saying that a fetus is not a human being.
Oh, okay, what did they say?
Fetus is not a human being.
What's the reference?
Sorry?
What's the reference you said?
Research commissioned from the government of the United States to the PPFA, that's the Planned Parenthood Federation of America.
90 seconds.
I mean, I have an.
It's an institutional research.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I have another resource says in 27 states considered as a human, and in 9 states considered as a human, but after 4 weeks. And I don't know. I mean, it doesn't make any sense.
The thing is that the Maine government can have different opinion than the smaller states governments.
No, I mean, if the federal law has something the state's law cannot go against.
The death penalty is allowed in USA, but in some states not.
No, but I mean they can create law against the federal law.
In some states, in some small states, it's not allowed the death penalty, but in the United States, the government allows it.
But I mean,
It's different. It's the same thing.
I mean, you can have something in like certain states, but if the federal law doesn't talk about it, like doesn't mention about it, but if the federal law like says something about it, you can the state's law cannot go against.
Okay.
Time's up. Okay, thank you. So consult with each other in your groups. You've got 3 minutes each to